The following is recovered from a heavily damaged 1954 case file. A man arrived at Tokyo Haneda Airport carrying a passport from a country that does not exist. He had entry stamps from 47 nations. His hotel reservation was confirmed. His company had an office in Tokyo. And then he walked through a wall. No one has explained that part.
I worked the customs desk at Hanada for 11 years. You see everything after a while. Farmers, businessmen, the occasional diplomat who thinks the rules don't apply to him. October 1954. It was a Tuesday, not busy. I remember it was not busy, because when he came to my window, I had time to actually look at him. He was ordinary, medium height, dark suit, European cut. He put his passport on the counter and waited, completely calm. That's the first thing I noticed. Most people are a little nervous at customs. He wasn't. The passport said Taured, gold letters, embossed, good quality leather. I thought it was a spelling error at first. I opened it. The photo was him. The stamps there were so many stamps. France, Germany, Japan, twice before, the United States. All dated correctly, all the right formats. I went to my reference book. I checked every page. I checked it twice. There is no country called Taured. I looked up at him and said, "Sir, this country does not exist." He looked at me like I was the confused one. He said, "I have been traveling on this passport for years. What do you mean it does not exist?" We brought him to the interview room, standard procedure, 2 of us, and a supervisor. He sat down and put his briefcase on the table. He wasn't sweating. He wasn't looking at the door. He pulled out a business card and slid it across the table. The company name I recognized. They had an office in Tokyo. I had seen that name before. He said, "Call them. They will confirm everything." And here is the thing. We did call. The number connected. Someone answered. But the person who answered said they had no record of this man's name. He was watching us make that call. He didn't react. He just waited. We stepped out. We needed to make another call to our supervisor's supervisor. We were gone maybe 8 minutes. When we came back, the door was still locked. I had the key. I unlocked it myself. He was gone. The briefcase was still on the table. His jacket was still on the chair. The window I checked immediately closed. Latched from inside, there was nowhere to go. The room had one door, one window, solid walls. I stood in that doorway and I could not breathe properly. My supervisor pushed past me and walked the perimeter of the room, knocked on the walls, all solid. Within the hour, people arrived who were not airport staff .no uniforms. They spoke to my supervisor first, then each of us separately. They were not rude, they were very calm. Each of us signed a document. I was told it related to a procedural error in passport processing. I was told not to discuss the incident for reasons of national security. The passport and briefcase were taken away in a plane box. I asked what would happen to them. The man I was speaking to paused, and then he said, "They will be stored." He said it the way you say something when you have no intention of doing it. Three years later, I heard from a colleague who still worked in the archive section. He said someone had requested the file, and when they opened the storage box, the passport was there. But when they opened the passport blank, every page.no photo, no stamps, no printing, no country name, just blank pages in a leather cover. He said the leather was still in good condition, like it was new. I thought about that for a long time. Whatever that passport was, whatever it came from, it didn't survive here, like it was never meant to stay. Before we stepped out of that room, before we locked the door, he said something to me. I was the last one out, and he said it quietly. Just to me. I have never told this to anyone. Not my wife, not my supervisor. He said, "I thought this place would still be here. That's all. I thought this place would still be here." I have spent 30 years trying to understand what that means. What place? Which place was he expecting to find? And what happened to the place he was looking for? I still don't know. I don't think I want to.
The passport was stored in Archive Section 7, Tokyo, 1954. 3 years later, it was empty. The entry date on the original document read October 47th. There is no October 47th. There's also no record of where he went. File 47 remains open, as they all do,